The sun hasn't fully risen yet when Bernard pushes open the workshop door. Inside, Master Thomas has already been working for hours. The rhythmic sound of hammer against hot metal echoes through the cold morning air. Smoke rises from the forge, carrying the unmistakable smell of burning coal and metal being shaped. Bernard watches for a moment before stepping inside. His master doesn't raise his eyes. Today is the day. He's finally going to forge his first blade on his own. Weeks of watching, months of preparation. Bernard knows every step in theory, but there's something different between knowing and doing, and that something is starting to tighten his stomach like a vice. He looks at the forge. The flames dance orange, but they're not at full strength. He set the fire lower than normal. Simple reasoning. If the fire is too strong, it might burn the metal. It might ruin everything before he even starts. Better to be careful. Better safe than sorry. It's logical. It's sensible. But is it right? Have you ever tried to change something in your life using the approach of going slow so you don't mess it up? Bernard did too, and he spent 3 hours discovering the hard way why comfortable change isn't change at all. It's just a slower way of staying exactly the same. If you want to understand the brutal difference between heating up and transforming, hit that like. Subscribe to the channel, because every week there's practical wisdom nobody else is talking about. Now come back with me to that cold autumn workshop, because what Bernard was about to learn was going to hurt far more than any burn. Bernard places the metal fragments inside the forge. The fire surrounds them with pale orange flames. Temperature controlled, risk minimized. Everything just as he planned. He glances at the wall clock. The book said 15 minutes. He'll give it 20 to be safe. While he waits, he organizes his tools for the third time. Hammer, tongs, water bucket for emergencies. Everything in place. Everything safe. Master Thomas finishes his own work. He plunges the piece into water. The explosion of steam makes Bernard instinctively step back. But the master doesn't even blink. He removes the smoking blade, examines it against the morning light now beginning to filter through the high windows. He nods, satisfied, and then finally he turns to observe the apprentice. He says nothing. He simply crosses his arms, but his eyes are sharp on every detail. 20 minutes pass. Bernard removes the metal from the forge. It's warm. It glows a pale orange. He places it on the anvil, picks up the hammer, takes a deep breath, and begins. The first blow echoes through the workshop. The metal barely deforms. He strikes again and again and again. 10 blows, 20, 50. The metal resists, stubborn, rigid, only slightly shifting shape, as if mocking his efforts. Bernard stops. His breathing is fast. Not from physical effort, from the growing panic. This shouldn't be this way. In the videos he watched, it all looked so much easier. The metal should yield. It should obey. Why is it resisting so hard? He looks at the master, searching for some guidance, some hint. Master Thomas remains still, arms crossed, expression unreadable. Total silence, just watching. 2 hours pass, then 3. His arm aches. Not from the striking, from the frustration, from the confusion, from the growing sense of failure. He studied so much, prepared everything so carefully. He did everything right. At least he thought he did. The metal on the anvil is no longer a blade taking shape. It's just a misshapen piece without purpose, without direction. It's only then that Master Thomas moves. He walks slowly to the anvil, looks at the deformed piece, then at Bernard, and finally, after hours of absolute silence, he speaks. Why is the fire so weak? If this story is already making sense to you, subscribe to the channel right now and hit the bell, because what comes next will change the way you see every area of your life.
Like this?
And if you haven't liked yet, now's the time. Bernard looks at the master, then at the forge. The flames dance low, comfortable, controllable. I'm afraid of burning the metal, he finally admits, his voice quiet, almost ashamed. If the fire gets too strong, I might ruin everything. Better to be careful. Master Thomas picks up the misshapen piece from the anvil, feels its weight, examines the pathetic marks of strikes that barely scratch the surface. Metal that can't handle fire doesn't become a blade. It becomes decorative scrap. His voice is calm. There's no anger, just the compassionate severity of someone who knows a truth that needs to be spoken. He walks to the forge, adjusts the airflow, adds fresh coal strategically. The flames begin to grow. The color shifts from pale orange to brilliant yellow, then to a white that hurts to look at directly. This is real fire, Master Thomas gestures toward the now roaring flames. This is what metal needs to transform, not to heat up, to transform. There's a difference, and you just wasted 3 hours finding out what it is. You can't negotiate with fire, the master says. Either you give it what it needs or it won't give you what you want. And then he asks, do you know what your weak fire is? In your life, where are you using heat that doesn't hurt you and expecting real transformation? Bernard feels the words like hammer blows, precise, painful, true. I'm afraid to fail, he admits, his voice breaking slightly. If I really try and fail, what does that say about me? The master picks up a piece of coal and draws on the stone floor a circle. This is you trying with weak fire, constant movement, zero progress. Then a strong straight line shooting out of the circle. This is you trying with real fire. It might not go where you planned, but it goes somewhere. Bernard stands up, takes new metal fragments. This time his hands don't tremble, not because the fear is gone, but because he decides in spite of it. He walks to the forge. The white flames roar. He places the metal into the heart of the fire, waits, watches. Deep red, orange, yellow, white-hot incandescence. Ready. The first blow is different. He feels it. The metal yields, responds, obeys, not out of weakness, because it's at the right temperature. Second blow, third, each one shaping, each one transforming. Hours pass, but these are hours invested, not wasted. And the difference is visible, in his posture, in his confidence, in the form emerging under his hands. That is a blade, Master Thomas finally says. Not the best blade, but a real blade, made with real fire. Bernard holds it, feels its weight. The first thing I truly created. After years of studying, after months of preparing, 3 hours wasted with weak fire, and a few hours with real fire. And the difference is everything the master completes. The difference is everything. So what is your weak fire? Where in your life are you using heat that doesn't hurt you, expecting real transformation? That diet you try but never fully commit to? That project you work on but only when it's convenient? That relationship you say you're improving but only when it's comfortable? Real transformation doesn't negotiate. Either you accept the heat that hurts or you stay exactly where you are. Warmed up, but not transformed. Over the next 7 days, choose one area. Don't change it slightly, go from weak fire to real fire completely. And watch what you become when you finally stop negotiating with the process. Hit that like if this story confronted you. Subscribe to the channel because every week there's more truth that nobody wants to say, but everyone needs to hear. And comment, what is your weak fire? Let's help each other burn stronger. Until next time, the forge never closes and fire never lies. It reveals who you are and transforms who you can become if you let it.